Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects of the like. Thanks for joining in tonight. Welcome all Mandela effecting. So, Back to the Future. I want to talk about that for just a moment because there seems to be some Mandela effects going on here. Um, I do want to make this is basically going to be a residue video in case anything changes later on. But I want to discuss more into detail the time circuits, the exact details, okay, in case the time circuits change. But this movie was released on July 3rd, 1985 in the USA. And just to give you a little information on it, tidbit, Marty McFly, a 17-year-old high school student, is accidentally sent 30 years into the past in a time-traveling DeLorean invented by his close friend, the maverick scientist Doc Brown. Okay? I do want to also trace the logo, because this logo has changed to me. It might be like it is for you guys, but we're seeing all these conjoined letters. I'm pretty much a logo whiz. I mean, I try to get into these logos as much as possible. Some of you might, like I said, remember it's always been like this. The C and the K are joined, which I don't remember that. And the R and the E are joined. The arrow is broken up, just to talk about it, into 5 pieces. Very clever design here. Let's see, connect the dots, la 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 la, connect the dots, la 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 la, connect the dots. Okay, getting redundant. So I'm just trying to make some residue for later on in case this thing changes. By the way, I want to ask you guys out there, and maybe you could post this in the comments for me, which was your favorite Back to the Future movie? I want to take just a survey, just see what you guys remember, see what you guys like, I mean. What was your favorite Back to the Future movie? And by the way, the R and the E are joined. Which I don't remember that, but okay, good. So we're clear on the Back to the Future. It's traced. Okay, so we're going to go through a little bit of the time circuits on Back to the Future right now, okay? Let's see what the first one is. Okay, so here's the deal. All right, we have the time circuits. Let's see. So the one in the middle shows you the present. This is where you are. This is where you're going, the one at the top, and this is where you were. Okay, so past, present, and future. This is the very first scene that we see the DeLorean travel through time, and its passenger was Einstein, Dr. Emmett Brown's dog, which was a shaggy dog, okay, I must say. Dr. Emmett Brown's hair, by the way, he was wearing a white lab coat, and he had this frizzled up like mad scientist hairdo. He kind of looks like Larry from the Three Stooges, except his hair is white. Okay. So the 3 dates that we're seeing here. Okay, the one where the movie first starts. Okay. Well, let me just say this: when Marty walks, you see him walk to the Twin Pines Mall in the original scene with J.C. Penney in the background at the mall, at the Twin Pines Mall. The time is 1:16 in the morning. Okay, it's dark out. If you turn those numbers upside down, it's actually 9/11. They're predicting 9/11 with that programming. Okay, so precisely 3 minutes later, Doc has these clocks synchronized. He has a clock in the compartment with the dog, and he has a clock in his hand, a stopwatch, right? So he checks the time. It's 1:19. They're both synchronized. Now he sets the time when it changes to 1:20. That he sets the time. Okay, they're both synchronized, but he sets the destination time for 1:21 a.m. Right? What happens is when at 1:20 in the morning, And he moves the dog, the passenger, to 120 to 122 actually. Oh no, to 121. Sorry. So what happens is when he sends the dog into the future. By the way, the license plate that falls off the car is out of time, spelled Outatime. I'm describing the movie for you guys. This is the time, the three times. You have October 26, 1985, all three times. The destination time was set for 1:21 a.m., present time 1:22, and last time departed 1:20. Okay? And let's see. Okay, so yeah, October 25th, this is the date in which the original Back to the Future film opens. Alright, and this is from movieline.com. Let's see. Yeah, October 26th, 1985. Okay, yeah, I want to make sure I get these dates correct, because October 25th is the date where the movie starts. October 26th at 1:16 in the morning is when Marty arrives at the Twin Pines Mall. Okay? So, here's what happens. October 26, 1985, the first leap in time only involves Doc's dog Einstein traveling 1 minute ahead from 1:21 a.m. on that date until 1:22 a.m. Doc intends to travel to October 26, 2010, but is gunned down before he gets the chance. That's what happens. Now here's the thing. November 5th, 1955, Marty jumps in the DeLorean and travels back on this date, the date Doc first envisioned the flux capacitor that Doc Brown had set it on when he was demonstrating how the time machine worked. Marty spends 1 week in 1955. I remember that. Returning to the future on November 12th, 1955 at 10:04 p.m. Remember, 10:04 p.m. was that 1.21 gigawatt bolt of lightning that sent him back to the future. Okay. So let's see. Here's another precise time. Okay, hold on. Let's look at this clip again. This next time circuit. By the way, I gotta comment. This YouTuber is great for uploading that. Thank you, man. Alright, yeah, so he keys in, Doc Emmett Brown demonstrates the power of the time circuits, and he shows you July 4th, 1776, and then he says, witness the birth of Christ, December 25th, 0000, and then he says November 5th, 1955, okay? Okay, November 5th, 1955, destination time, so Marty goes back, let's see, it's 6 a.m. Actually, time departed, okay, it's 1:30, note the time. When Marty leaves, it's 1:39 in the morning. October 26, 1985, 1:35 in the morning. Okay, hold on, let's see. Okay, this one's October 26, 1985 at 1:24 destination time. Okay, now we have another date here, October 21st, 2015. I noticed on this Back to the Future, the PM and the AM got switched up a little bit. So we're talking about PM. Okay. Wait, I just missed that. Sorry. November 12, 1955. Now, the part where the time machine gets glitched out, January 1st, 1885, that is a very important one, okay? And I believe it's set for PM, actually AM, 12 a.m. October 27th. Now that's the number we hear a lot of. October 27th, 1985. That was the date they came from. Okay, that's the present time. 2:42 a.m. I'll explain here shortly. I'll go over this whole thing again. So again, it glitches out. Like that's the next date they go to. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, 12 o'clock. See, it's like it's broken. January 1st, 1885. Okay, that's another important date. This is in the movie Back to the Future 3, when the 1955 Doc sends Marty to the next day, because Doc got transported to September 1st when he got hit by lightning in the car in the sky. You remember that? So September 2nd, 1885 is an important date to remember. That's when, and the thing is, I have another clip here. Yeah, this is the letter from Doc Emmett Brown that was sent to Marty exactly 70 years, 2 days, and 12 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. 70 years, 2 days, and 12 hours later. This is after the January 1st, 1885 date. So 70 years, 2 months. Yeah, it makes... No, wait, sorry. Just to correct that, okay, because I know it's kind of confusing. The reason why he sends it not to the September date, he sends it to the November date. See, apparently Doc Emmett Brown has been living in the 1885, and before he sends the letter, let's see, I know it's confusing. It's very confusing, but these dates are very important. Okay, so we have the November 12th, 1955 date. That's when Marty receives a letter from Doc Emmett Brown. So that's where the days come into play here. The 70 years, 2 months, and 12 days. Yes, it's right. It's correct. That's where we get the numbers from. So from September 1st to November 12th, 1955. Actually, yeah. And that's when Doc Brown wrote this letter, September 1st, 1885. Yeah, let's go back to the time circuits again. Okay, so he keys in October 27th, 1985. That's when, this is actually 2 days after the movie originally starts. And I like how they put it here in the comments. They actually put here, right here, Marty returns to 1985 on October 27th, 1985, only 2 days after the original film started. Yes, somehow Michael J. Fox looks 5 years older. Okay, so let me go through some of these dates where we left off here. Let's just start over real quick. Okay, I'm sorry. So, so we have October 25th when the movie opens up, 1985. This is the date which the film starts. Okay, October 26th, 1985. The first leap in time only involves Doc's dog Einstein traveling 1 minute ahead from 1:21 a.m. on that date until 1:22 a.m. Doc intends to travel to October 26, 2010, but is gunned down before he gets the chance. November 5th, 1955, Marty jumps in the DeLorean and travels back on this date, the date Doc first envisioned the flux capacitor. I remember clearly, I was hanging an alarm clock and I slipped and hit my head on the sink, right? You remember that? The Doc, let's see, he says that Doc Brown had set it to, sorry, when he was demonstrating how the time machine worked. Marty spends 1 week in 1955 returning to the future on November 12, 1955 at 10:04 p.m. October 26, 1985, Marty, with the help of young Doc, a lightning strike, returns to the date he left at 1:24 a.m. 1985. So, October 21st, 2015, Doc warns Marty that there are a few problems with his kids, so they must go to the future to correct the situation. Of note, the film Jaws 19 plays at the local theater or Holomax, so the Jaws people only have to release 15 more Jaws films in the next 5 years for this to come to fruition. And the Chicago Cubs, Sweet Miami, whose logo is not a marlin but an alligator swinging a bat to win the World Series. Not as rumors persist, but an actual prediction of either of the Florida Marlins World Series victories. We all know who won the 2016 World Series. It was actually predicted by Back to the Future, only a year off. The Cubbies won. Chicago Cubs. So here's another important date, November 12th, 1955. This is 1 week later from when Marty arrives. An old Biff Tannen, mortal enemy to the McFlys, steals the DeLorean to take the 1950 to 2000 Sports Almanac, the Gray's Almanac, Grays, Gray's Almanac, that Marty bought for himself but Doc forbid, to his younger self in 1955. Let's see, okay, here's October 21st, 2015. Biff, after delivering the almanac to his younger self, returns the DeLorean to the date that he found it. Okay, so that was October 21st, 2015, alright? October 26, 1985, Marty, Doc, and Jennifer returned to 1985 to continue their lives, but because of Biff's new wealth, due to his uncanny ability to predict the outcomes of sporting events, it's completely different. 1985, different 1985 than the one they left during the first scene of the film. November 12, 1955, before they make this jump to prevent Biff from delivering the almanac, the dashboard flashes. January 1st, 1885. Apparently there's a glitch. Doc mentions, I gotta fix that thing. January 1st, 1885. After confiscating the almanac, the DeLorean with only Doc in it is struck by lightning, sending him back to 1885. So September 2nd, 1885, at the start of the third film, Marty uses the DeLorean that's been hidden. It's been hidden for the last 70 years to travel back to the Old West to rescue Doc. October 27, 1985. Marty returns to 1985, only 2 days after the original film started. Yes, somehow Michael J. Fox looks 5 years older. Later on that same day, Doc, with his new wife and kids, Jules and Vern, clever, travel to 1985 on a time-traveling locomotive. It says here, the last date is unknown, but sometime before 1985. After Doc says his goodbyes to Marty, he leaps through time again. Marty asks Doc if he's going back to the future, and Doc replies, nope, already been there. And that's where you see the train, the locomotive, take off like the DeLorean in the sky. So yeah, I'm sorry for the conundrum, confusing on some of these dates, but just remember those dates, okay? Because it's due to change. Thanks guys for checking me out. Have a great Mandela Effect night. God bless you all.